The Islamic Human Rights Commission is hoping football giants Manchester United will support their campaign to honour a Bahraini teenager who was shot in the head by government forces. Reza Kazim came on board recently to explain why.
Raza, welcome to HMS President. This channel may be covering Bahrain, unlike a lot of the corporate media. Tell us about this particularly tragic case of a boy shot in Bahrain.
This particular boy, Ahmed, was playing outside his house, playing football outside his house. He was playing with the Manchester United jersey on. Wasn't involved in protest at that point in time. Suddenly security forces arrived and they shot him, and the father also saw that they'd hit the boy with a pistol butt as well, and in a sense he was killed as a result of the tactics used by the security forces, which seemed to be completely unwarranted against someone who's playing football outside his house innocently.
Because it could easily be Saudis, because of course they're occupying parts of Bahrain at the moment. What are Muslim groups in this country doing to show solidarity with those protesting Bahrain's government?
I think there have been protests going on in a number of times outside the BBC in terms of raising the profile. In Manchester, I know there have been protests outside the Saudi embassy, the Bahraini embassy, and so on. And on top of that, I think the most important thing that needs to be done is writing letters regarding this issue. And the fact that he was playing in a Manchester United jersey, I think this widens the remit of those people that can feel an affiliation for this boy who just was a Man United fan.
I was going to ask you about that, because Manchester United, world famous, probably the most popular football club in the world. You're hoping that they'll hold a minute's silence on May the 8th for the match against Chelsea.
Yes, I mean that's something that we really do want to try and get as many people to write into Manchester United to ask them to hold this minute's silence, because after all, this boy all he was doing was playing football. He was playing in a Manchester United jersey at the time that he was shot dead. The pictures have been flashed around the world with him lying dead in that way in a Manchester United jersey, and the club is known to have supported people who have died in tragic circumstances. And I think as a responsible club, as someone who takes its social responsibility based on things that they have said on their website about how they want the youth to develop and so on and so forth, it's important for a club of that stature to wade in and say, look, we really don't think what happened to this boy is acceptable.
Right to have you got an email campaign going?
Yes, we've got a campaign, and it's up on our website, www.ihrc.org, and on there, if you look up Manchester United, and there's a campaign, a number of people have already written in to Manchester United asking them to have this minute silence, and I think we're waiting for a positive response from Man United with regards to this.
Britain has close ties with the Bahraini government. We don't even know whether the rifle or the gun that was used to kill this child could well have been supplied by the United Kingdom or the United States. Hillary Clinton, of course, saying she's close to the government. Doesn't that pose a problem for big businesses, which is, after all, Manchester United, and close ties between Western governments and the Bahraini government that are using security forces in this way?
I think when there are big businesses involved, and when it's their personal interest, then I'm sure that big businesses, people of stature like Sir Alex Ferguson, will more than happily stand up for Man United. And I think in this instance, it's important that people who are the supporters, who are the rockbed of Manchester United being the success that it is in some sense, are recognised when a tragedy befalls them.
Thank you very much for coming on board, Reza.
Thank you.